Ball python incubation is simple, but we can overcomplicate it. Today we're taking you along the journey of us pulling some ball python clutches and showing you our methods. So step one is actually to make sure that your incubators are running proper before you even get eggs. So a week to 2 weeks prior to we actually getting clutches, we like to switch on the incubator and make sure that everything is running optimal. Also what we've shown you guys in the previous video, we've got a lot of thermometers and Wi-Fi sensors in the box to make sure that the temperatures are quite accurate. So as you guys can see here, it's now around 50.5, and so this is just a simple way to actually track and make sure that your incubator is working optimal. And this is the first step to make sure everything is working fine before you put your eggs into the incubator. Okay guys, and step number 2 is actually setting up your incubational box. So we just use a standard shoebox container, and these containers we've actually had for over probably 6 years now, and as you guys can see is we reuse them every year. So basically it's a really simple setup. We use vermiculite, so it's basically a 1-to-1 mass ratio if you take water and vermiculite. And all what we want to have is, if we actually try and make a ball or compress the vermiculite, you guys will see no water is coming out, but it's forming actually a consistent ball. So with this, we're actually doing it by now, we're actually doing it by feel. So what I do is, if I mix the vermiculite with water, I first spray a bit of water and then I mix, and then I look at the consistency. And then in terms of what we actually do as well, we actually track a lot of information from the females. So we show you guys here, we've got actually our clutch records of this past season. So I just want to show you guys what we actually track. So the 2 clutches that we had today were a Exantic DG male to a pastel clown head DG female, and a black pastel Enchi red stripe clown double head for desert ghost and hypo to a red stripe Enchi spark double head DG clown. So what we basically track, we track the ovulation, we track the pre-lay shed, the date laid, the due date, the amount of good eggs and bad eggs. So if we actually go to the female, here's the pastel clown head DG that laid a clutch of eggs this morning. So if we check a card here, the blue date is the ovulation date, the orange sticker is when she had a pre-lay shed. So we know then actually a month later that she should lay a clutch. And today is actually the 27th of January, so it means this female was actually spot on. So we track all of that information, put it down in our file, put it also on our clutch cards, so we can actually show you guys our clutch cards as well. So these are basically what we use to visually show us on the incubational box, you know, what is exactly going on with the female. So we've got the year, the clutch number, the female, and the 2 sires actually, and then of course the date late and when they are due to hatch. So let's go to the third step, physically moving the female off the eggs. So step number 3 is actually taking the female off the eggs. So this was a pastel clown head DG female, which we actually hatched out in 2020, and this is a second clutch for us now. So we're really excited. We bred her to mainly our Exantic DG male, but we also had the yellow belly DG clown in the rotation. So what we do for just our own purposes, we're just going to take a picture of the female on the eggs. It's a real simple method. It just shows us, you know, the female laid a successful clutch. And then basically guys, it's really easy to take off the females. So what I always do is, they sometimes a bit defensive, so I just like to calm them down a bit. We try and take them at the first part of where the neck starts. We try and basically uncoil them, look for where the tail ends, and basically just take them off. So thank you mama, she's not too happy with us. But with this female, as you guys can see, she did lose a bit of weight, but overall her condition still looks absolutely perfect. So what we're going to do with this female now is actually we're going to wash her off, give a new substrate, and in the next, probably in the next week, we'll try and offer her food and hopefully get her up to condition and in good health again. But such a beautiful animal, and as you guys can see, is for a big female who laid beautiful clutch of eggs, she's still got good condition. 9 beautiful eggs. So all what we're going to do now is we're just going to quickly candle them, and all I do is basically take it to the egg. Here we can see the veins at the lower part this side. Check them again. So far so good. Let's see this one. Yeah, the veins is on this side. Beautiful veins there. And another beautiful egg there. Okay guys, so we just counted the eggs. 9 beautiful fertile eggs. So sometimes it depends on how the clutch has been laid, but honestly, if we can make them fit as is, we're going to leave them. So if we see that the eggs don't fit nicely in the box, we'll try and separate them. So let's see what we can do. So as you guys can see, is they actually looks like they all fit perfectly. This egg might cause us a problem, so we might have to separate that egg, but further than that, I think everything is fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to separate the egg quickly and we'll show you guys afterwards. Okay guys, so it took a bit of time because this clutch was a bit longer laid. I think they were probably laid early this morning hours, and it's a bit later afternoon. So in a case like this, you know, if you're not experienced to separate the eggs, then I'll say, you know, try and either get a bigger box or try and, you know, catch the female earlier. But as you guys can see, is the process of separating the eggs, you just have to be very gentle and make sure you don't try and tear the egg. So all we're going to do now, we're going to place the egg in the egg box, and as you guys can see, is really straightforward, really simple. Over the last years, I've really realized, you know, that we're actually trying to make the process a lot more complicated, and it's actually really straightforward. So these babies are going straight into the incubator. We're first going to put a press and seal over, and they're going into the incubator for 60 days, and the next process is actually hatching out the egg. And then guys, the final and the most exciting step is actually when the babies hatch out. So we've actually got a clutch here which is on day 59. So probably by tomorrow this clutch will pip. Maybe they have already pipped, but today is actually a good date for us to start cutting the clutches. So we like actually cutting the clutches on day 58 or day 59. It just feels a bit safer for us, and you know, it just eliminates all possible reasoning for the animals to maybe pass away in the egg or drowning in the egg. So you don't have to cut the clutches, but there's also the excitement behind it. So let's see what we have in this clutch. So this was a Super OD yellow belly leopard calico head pied, and he's actually head for clown as well, so he's a double head clown pied, and we bred him to our metal flake pied female. So we'll get some OD pieds and ODs, which will be head for metal flake or then double head for metal flake. So the first one, we've got a OD yellow belly pied, head for metal flake. So we're off to a good start. Okay, there's a OD leopard yellow belly actually, double head for metal flake and pied. So we've got 4 more eggs here. Okay, there's an OD leopard without yellow belly. So let's see if we can get at least 1 or 2 more pieds in this clutch. Okay, there's an OD yellow belly leopard sugar. And the thing is with OD yellow belly leopard combos, normally the leopard eliminates some of the sugar markings that we've got, so it's not visually as expressive, but it's still beautiful animals. Here we've got a pied that looks like a OD yellow belly leopard pied, could be sugar. I actually think it will prove out maybe to be a sugar. Okay, last egg. Let's see if we can get a pied and have perfect odds in this clutch. Okay, and we've got a OD leopard, sugar, maybe yellow belly. And as you guys can see, as with this baby, he's actually already broke the membrane sac. So this just tells me that he was really close to actually cutting the egg by itself. And sometimes, not always, it can be a problem. That's why we like to cut the eggs a bit earlier, a day or two earlier, just to give the babies the best chance. So such a beautiful clutch, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, please comment down below.